Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to configure your camera bot or GrowBot once you've constructed it. The first thing you're going to want to do is plug it into your network using an Ethernet cable, and then plug it into the power using the power adapter. Give it a good 5 minutes to boot up the first time. Now you should be able to see in your Wi-Fi settings here, there's a new access point called Power Strip. Go ahead and select that, and then you're going to want to open up a terminal and enter into the command line. You're going to want to SSH over to the new device, and the default password is Power Strip. So once you're in there, you're going to want to do some housekeeping. Basically, you're going to want to name your bot. I'm naming this one Camera Bot 7, lucky number 7. And I'm just going to set the password to the same thing for now. You don't need to know what the real password is, do you? Okay, so basically we're just going to set the host name of our device so that when it broadcasts on the network, that's the name that it uses. We're going to set the password of the device. And also, like we just did, we logged into it as a Wi-Fi access point. I just changed the SSID, the access point ID, and the password for that as well. So now we're going to go ahead and reboot so that our device comes up with its new name and password. So after waiting about 5 minutes, you should see the new Camera Bot 7, or whatever you named yours, in your Wi-Fi settings. So go ahead and connect up to that, and the password is whatever you set it to. And you should be able to connect right up. So let's go back on the command line. Let's go back to our unit, and the password again is what you just set it to. There we go. All right, so since this is a camera bot or a GrowBot, and part of that is motion capture, we want to do this these two optional steps here. And basically it already has a line for turning on motion, but we're just going to uncomment that out, and now when it starts up, it will automatically start up the motion capture app, and we're just going to start it up again manually right now. All right, we also want to have our device auto update itself. So basically, if there's a new version of the software, it's going to automatically download it and update that for you. Okay, now comes the web configuration component. We're just going to pull up the web config in our web browser. The default username and password is admin and admin. Just go ahead and log in. And now that we're logged in, we're going to manually run the setup script. Okay, so if you don't have a registration code, which you should have if you got the SD card from the folks at Noesis, or if you bought the jar file and built your own SD card, either way, you should have a registration code. If you don't, you can just click on 30-day free trial and it'll let you through, because They're nice folk. All right, so basically for the name and password and username and setting and all that stuff, I'm just going to set it all to the same thing. You certainly can choose to call your device and set the password to whatever you like. But that's really the only thing you got to worry about here in this whole configuration. The rest of it, you can really just click through. Next, next, and next. All right, so good, we're done. And once you're through the setup wizard, you want to make sure that you also set up your Ninja Smoke here. So we'll go ahead and do the same thing here. And essentially, we're done at that point. Just reboot the unit and wait another 5 minutes. Okay, now that another 5 minutes have passed, we should connect back out to our unit. And then, basically at this point, we're going to connect to it with the Ninja Smoke app. So if you have Ninja Smoke on your phone, or like me, you have the desktop version, you should now see in your contacts list your new device, whatever you've named it. So go ahead and click on that. And we're going to enter in the username and password that we set up before. And now we have our phone, or in this case my desktop computer, is now paired with the device. So the first time you connect up to it, it'll say, hey, I couldn't read any dashboard configuration settings because your dashboard configuration settings have never been set. So this is the only time it's okay to click on this button. If it comes up for any other reason, which it used to do more often than it does now. I think they've finally fixed that one. But in any case, go ahead and click OK. And since this is the first run, it's going to configure the database. Now they've promised me that they're going to fix that as well, but it seems to get stuck there. So don't tell anybody about that little hiccup. But now you should be able to connect up to the device from anywhere in the world. If obviously if you're running this on your phone, or you've got a laptop, I guess. So now the first time you connect to your bot, you got nothing on your dashboard. So let's go ahead and fix that. And in the system settings, we're going to click Add to Dashboard, right? And we're going to add a camera. All right. And now we're going to go back here and we're going to reload the dashboard. And that's it. That's literally it. You are now set up, and from anywhere in the world, you can pull up your camera on your camera bot, and you know it's a safe, secure, direct, encrypted, peer-to-peer connection directly between your phone and the device. There's no server in the middle. And if you notice at this point, your picture is a little bit green, go ahead and pull that little cellophane tab that's on the camera off at this point. So now you probably want to set up your Wi-Fi, and that's really super easy. Just put in whatever your Wi-Fi network access point name is and whatever the password is, and click set Wi-Fi, and you're good to go. This thing also has what's called access point mode, and if you click that on, that's what it's currently doing, right? We're connected to it as its own little network, and this allows you to set up the unit in places where Ethernet may not be available. So so basically, you set up your Wi-Fi, and if you have a camera bot, you're done. If you've got a grow bot, then you've got a couple of extra steps. And so we're going to go back into the unit's web interface, and we're going to set up a couple of things for our GrowBot, right? The underlying software is the Newbound PowerStrip software, and that is basically what is making sense of the sensors and controllers and switches and valves and motors and anything else that you plug into this thing. The PowerStrip software is what's talking to it. And because the Newbound folks are in cahoots with the cyborgro folks over at Noesis, there's even a little super secret setup routine that you can call that gets it set up for the Ninja Smoke integration. And I don't know if you can see the full URL there, but basically it's in the PowerStrip app, ns-setup.html, and you run that. It should automatically detect the serial number and just verify the name and universal ID, and click go. And basically it'll check your unit out and install all of the scripts that it needs for the Ninja Smoke app. So once you've set up the device with the Newbound PowerStrip software, now you can go back to your phone, or in my case, I'm running the desktop version. You can go back in there, and now if you connect out to your camera bot, and again, this would be on your phone or tablet, or in this case, I'm running it on the desktop. Now, in addition to the camera, we can add some additional sensors. So let's go ahead and do that. The first thing I like to add, of course, is first of all notifications. That tells you if you've got any alarms that have been triggered based on sensors going above or below their desired range. So now you're just going to want to add some sensors, and you're going to want to add you're going to want to add these in the same order that you plugged them into the GrowBot when you were constructing the device. This is why I told you that remembering that order was very important. And the order that we put them in the video was temperature, humidity, lux, and motion, right? And the reason I use that is because it's easier to remember based on the software. So the first one is at 0, temperature, add sensor, and then we're going to do that for the other sensors as well. So the second slot, since they start at 1, at 0 is 1, and here temperature, humidity, add sensor, and we'll do that again for the lux or lumens, and again for the motion. And at this point, you're done with your Growbot too. So congratulations. I'm just going to reload the dashboard and you'll see what it looks like.